Checks. That wasn't even intentional. I wish it was.
Sorry.
Oh, it is a quest rogue.
He checks over every move and...
He checks over every move and just... He is the most experienced player on the team. Everyone on the team knows it. And so he's like taken that on as his role. He has the final say.
Right. It makes a lot of sense. He's got a lot of experience in this sort of field. Well, this just looks so far like a Caverns Below rogue deck.
I mean, I'm disappointed. I was told that there's some trolling, unless it was just a little in a house, like, oh yeah, I bought a rogue, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. And it turns out it is just.
Yeah, Hemet's going to be the top card off the top, and.
Don't know. I don't think Hemet would be that good in quest rogue, really.
I don't know.
Just have a feeling.
Just throw the quest away.
And everything else.
And everything else. Yeah, I can't quite see how.
Hemet, you just end up with 2 vanishes on the deck, don't you?
The rogue does have 3 or 4 flex spots at the moment, so maybe those have been used aggressively. So there's possibly something there, but at the moment we're seeing nothing unusual at all from there.
Very aggressive Murloc Paladin from Chinoise. Then again, there is a Stonehill Defender. It's just hard to tell nowadays.
Yeah, I think they're starting to stabilise on this. You start off with a chum, you go through the motions or through the curve, play different Murlocs as you go, then you whip out your Tyrion and then dragon things at the end.
Dragon things, yep.
I mean, that's about how it goes, right? Whatever dragon thing is your thing.
Is your dragon thing Onyxia, or is your dragon thing Deathwing?
Or Primordial Drakes.
Or maybe you have some Primordial Drakes.
If you're more balanced in your life. But most people are just trying to play massive dragons.
Turn 1 from Pokravac, already a little bit complicated. Coining out the dagger is worth considering. Playing the quest is worth considering. Backstab. Backstab you can probably just hold on to for a bit.
Yeah, if you want to play the quest, you can coin into the Igneous Elemental on 2 with the coin. Which allow you to mimic pod and backstab your own Igneous and all that sort of good stuff. Depends how much you think you're going to take. The problem is if you don't hit this with the dagger now or the backstab now, Rockpool Hunter is a bad thing. So yeah, you save the backstab for that.
So, coining out the dagger, do we agree that's probably the best line?
I think I just play the quest, but I'm quite happy to coin out the dagger. It's because turn 2 looks so awful if you coin out the dagger.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we're going to backstab as well.
Okay.
All right, well, Team Czech seem very confident. Chinoise seems pretty happy too, though. 2 mana, 3/3. Add a secret to your hand. I wouldn't mind running that card in any deck.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind having a backstab in your hand round about now, would you?
Not,
to be fair.
Yeah, not the best secrets. I guess you take Noble Sacrifice and maybe even save it until later when the quest gets complete to block 5 damage, but then it doesn't. It can just block the weapon, so...
Yeah, going to be very, very difficult for the Czech Republic to get into this one.
I don't really know what Belgium's looking for with this.
I mean, he doesn't know himself. He just wanted to play a 3/3 for 2 mana. It seems good, and now just, what do you want? Do you want eye for an eye, so that later on your opponents can't hit you for 5 with a charge, but they can hit you for 1 with their dagger if it's navigated correctly? Noble Sacrifice does the same thing, really, except it does it now. This prevents the second backstab, for instance. Hero Power second backstab would be a way of killing this if it got played, but it could do that anyway. I don't know.
Well, with Firefly being picked up, Pokravac now has everything he needs to complete the quest. It's just working out the fastest way of doing it, coining out the Igneous Elemental, which should be able to get destroyed easily. Then again, Noble Sacrifice may block that. It's very interesting, the card working backwards, actually acting to keep the Igneous Elemental alive rather than to destroy it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the purpose, isn't it? It sacrifices nobly to prevent the cause from going wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to do. It's going to leap in front like a suffragette.
Unless Pokravac can fit in a dagger up next turn, which he could do. He could play Firefly and dagger up, but everything just seems so slow.
Yeah, lots of damage going to be done here if they want it. And they just got to work out if they want to play this Noble Sacrifice and a second Hydrologist. That might be enough. They can play the Stonehill. That might be enough. They can stop this thing from killing itself for 2 turns. And in those 2 turns, they can deliver a lot of damage with this Blessing of Kings coming up as well.
Blessing of Kings, Murloc War Leader, another Hydrologist. It's a lot of damage coming in. Stonehill Defender also going to do a good job of just keeping the Igneous Elemental alive. These aren't great. I guess Grimeshoot Protector's okay.
Wicked Flame's pretty good. It just... Yeah.
Oh, goes for the one that neither of us picked. Brilliant.
It will copy the live stats, of course. So if something's buffed by the War Leader or a Blessing of Kings, it will copy that huge stat line. So Surprised how quickly he took it when he was running out of time.
That's true. That's true. Swashbuckler now an option. It would, of course, summon Patches, which Pokravac may want to save until after the quest is complete.
So many.
On the other side, he may need to roll the dice now and see what he can get from this Swashbuckler, because they're going to start taking a beating any second now.
Is there any... Pokravac could play Firefly, play the Flame Elemental, bounce back the Firefly, play it, and then play the second Flame Elemental if he wanted to go nice and wide, but that does play very much into Consecration.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't mind this getting killed anyway. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Mimic Pod's interesting option as well, ready to go into next turn. You just give this turn up and see what happens to you.
It's so slow, but maybe that doesn't matter too much. Oh, okay, just Firefly and Dagger up. Could even consider shadow stepping this, but it doesn't look like he's going to.
Okay. Big turn coming up for Belgium. They've got several options here. They can go wide or they can go high.
Do you go wide or do you go high here?
And the only way to split the difference is to play the War Leader and the Noble Sacrifice, I think. So...
War Leader buffing up the Hydrologist, making it a 5-4. That's pretty strong. Noble Sacrifice blocks the weapon, sure. What happens if you buff up the Stonehill Defender?
I'm just trying to work out what happens if you just make a 7-7 and hit people in the face with it.
It's as if we're in the background just waving minions around.
Yeah, well, they haven't got any minions on the board, so they might as well find some of their own. I like that cupboard system, by the way. Like, the way it fits into the slope of the roof.
Yeah.
It's quite cool.
Some great interior decorating we got going on there.
Yeah.
And here we go. It's banana time.
Yeah. Well, there's no Amnesiac trying to out-banana him this week.
And there have been weeks before where Team Czech Republic have been losing 2-0. Then they started eating bananas and they came back and won 3-2 in the end. So
Look, it is just banana, man.
goes the middle ground that you mentioned earlier. Patches being picked up is a shame.
Yeah, I mean, that said nobody ever. It's like...
Another pound in the caster swear jar.
Right, I mean, the good news for the Czech Republic is they can get rid of the War Leader. The bad news is they're falling behind quite savagely, but they're not done yet. As far as they're concerned, we can see what a tremendous hand Belgium have, of course.
Can they get rid of the War Leader? Noble Sacrifice is going to block the way
Yeah.
a bit.
Good point. I feel that this Swashbuckler should have hit the board some time ago.
If it did, Patches would never have been drawn. That would have been whatever the next card in the deck
that's
is.
not why, I must admit. That's not where I was going with that. But you're right, that's another thing. But that's not where I was trying to go. Just because they need something that isn't a rogue card right now.
This is unfortunate too, because now the Igneous Elemental doesn't get to trade in and die. Okay, now it does, but at the cost of having to use up Patches. Now trading it into the War Leader.
Yeah, they think they can hold it with the quest.
Okay, well, we're going to complete the quest right now with the Shadow Step, so that's something. Unfortunately, these minions are all going to just die. 2 of them are anyway.
Yeah, seems likely either that or Chinoise is going to hit them in the face for 12.
I think so. The Hydrologist definitely trades in. I think the War Leader probably has to. Maybe Chinoise just buffs it up with Rockpool Hunter and then trades it in so that it doesn't die. Gets a nice value trade there. I guess Blessing of Kings is also worth considering.
Yeah, I was just assuming Blessing of Kings, but what else could be done? You can Faceless a 5-3. What are you going to get now?
Ooh, no Noble Sacrifice this time.
Getaway code will be handy for this War Leader, though. That'll encourage them to trade.
That's true.
Because the War Leader has to be killed.
So yeah, buff up the War Leader, play Redemption.
Yeah, same sort of deal, basically. Same board.
Very nice board, actually. Things looking really bad for Pokravac now. Youthful Brewmaster not going to do much just yet. He has to just activate the quest this turn.
I don't know if he does, because he's got to kill that War Leader, and he doesn't know if that's Noble Sack or not.
You want to trade in and dagger up?
I don't know. I'm not saying I want to, I'm just saying I'm not sure where you go. If you're Crystal Core and they've just played Noble Sacrifice, you lose the game.
Yeah.
If you don't Crystal Core, then you're going to lose the game sooner rather than later. You might have to attack with a 1-2 first to see where you are. That's horrible. You can't do that.
Well, there's no reason. Yeah, there is a reason not to.
It's just, yeah, it's all disgusting.
Because if you completed the quest first and then attacked him with a 1-2, then at least it would survive as a 5-1.
Yeah, and then you could dagger and kill it again and at least take some damage off.
Gonna go that route though. Gonna complete. Oh, maybe not. Pokravac just coming close to pulling the trigger on that. Not quite getting there.
I mean, have they decided they just can't beat Repentance and Noble Sack anyway and just go for it? That might be the case.
Okay.
Well, that's 24 damage, 20 damage.
Yeah.
Imagining Murlocs now, I've seen so many of them.
Yep, you're right. 20 damage with Blessing.
So they're more likely to play the Spike Ridge Steed then in that case to protect the War Leader one more time. So
it's also so strong against 5/5s from the completed quest.
What do you put it on, the Hydrologist maybe, or do you put it on the Rockpool Hunter?
I wonder.
Yeah, you put it on the weaker Hydrologist, I think. The only card really that wins for Czech Republic now is Vanish, and it's something that Chinoy is maybe considering before they play the Spike Ridge Steed. Is there a better card than Spike Ridge Steed that plays around Vanish more? Does Faceless Shambler maybe have a better impact? Copy the 5/2.
Sure. So many of these plays are good and they're all very similar to each other.
Problem is with Spike Ridge Steed is that if there is a Vanish, you are just throwing out the card. Alright.
I think that's the case almost if there's a Vanish, whatever card you play there, though. Like, the Spike Steed isn't going to the late game. If you start going to the late game, you're kind of losing anyway. There it is. We're going to get to find out.
Amazing. Now, Stansifka needs to... Sorry, Pokravac needs... I can see Stansifka in the middle. That's why I'm thinking of him. Pokravac needs to pick up something with charge so that he can charge, bounce, and clear this board as quickly as possible.
He needed a preparation or something there, really, for that to make a massive impact. Obviously, it's kept him alive, so that's a pretty massive impact, but how long for? Is it going to matter? Double Hydrologist replayed. Right. Discussing. These secrets always look like they just do the same thing as each other, like, relatively speaking. I guess for one mana, that's all you can expect.
Really, it's a good thing that they're weak, or the card would be completely absurd.
Ife and I might be tempting now, because then they don't have to do 4 more damage, not 5. It's actually a guaranteed 1 damage.
Sure. I'm going to drop down a second... No, not a second Hydrologist. What's this? Rockpool Hunter.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you keep that back for the burst.
I was thinking Stonehill Defender plus Redemption, because then your opponent has to play around Noble Sacrifice and hits the weapon in first, doesn't do anything, and then they have to trade into the minion price.
It's always hard to play when you're miles in front. It's not hard to win when you're miles in front, but it's hard to make sure that you don't blow it. No, that looks like a good starting point.
Novice Engineer or Stonehill or Swashbuckler? Swashbuckler's cheaper.
So do you want something from your deck, or are there outs that help you from the other person's deck?
Probably more outs from your own deck. It's just you can play Swashbuckler, bounce it, and play it again at a much cheaper cost.
So many.
Might depend if they're playing boars or not as well.
Yeah. Biofin, maybe? Biofin's a bit expensive.
So what outs in your opponent's deck that cost 6 or fewer?
Yeah, is Mimic Pub just better than Novice Engineer?
Depends what you're looking for. You've got 4 mana instead of 5 after you play it.
What if the next card's Preparation? Oh, it's another Novice Engineer. Ah, that's not good for Pokravac.
Oh, she'll have to invent something pretty spectacular. Let's see what the Swashbuckler picks up.
Redemption.
Redemption. And yeah, looks like Belgium are going to take a 1-0. Much needed 1-0 lead here, Chinoys. So I'm going to get this job done.
Another Mimic Pod. These cards just are not the ones that Pokravac was looking for. There doesn't seem to be any outs in that game, but Chinoys takes the win, starting off the series nice and strong and very well needed for them if they want any hope of getting through into stage 3 of the Hearthstone Global Games.
Yeah, they just got to go for it here and see as much as they can do, I think. Yeah, they can win, what are they, -3, so they can win 3-2 and have an outside chance, but they, like you say, every single win makes such a difference.
Yeah, just a real outside chance. We'll see. Next up, it's going to be Czech Cloud versus Arne. It's going to be Arne on the shaman, Czech Cloud on the warrior.
Yeah, and Czech Cloud, we've talked about him many times. He's a YouTuber with 32,000 subs. He does things like discusses the news of the day, nerfs, and he did a lot of Tavern Brawl YouTube videos as well, where he just goes through the Tavern Brawls, things that, fun things that are happening or how he wants to play it, whatever. It was all in Czech, so I didn't understand all of it. But check him out on YouTube. It's under Czech Cloud.
Check him out.
You're getting there now, man. You're getting
and it actually does take a lot of skill to learn all of these Tavern Brawls week by week. Yeah, okay, some of them a little bit more random, but especially the deck building ones. It does take, you have to think differently in order to work out the best possible builds to complete the Tavern Brawl. Think of the most recent one, I think last week, the one where you just play lots of patches.
Right.
First person to think of all of the patches, maybe that was an easier one, but then there's always the first person to think of the best strategy in these things, and Czech Cloud's got to be up there.
And you've done quite a bit of YouTubing yourself. When you're doing a video along those sort of things, does it just take up a whole bunch of time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It depends on what type of video you make, etc.
Because anyone can just go, I'm going to record myself, here's the patches.
But with someone with his patches, but with anyone with as many followers as Czech Cloud, obviously he's got a lot of good stuff to say. That stuff just doesn't appear. You actually have to think and have a brain to come up with this.
Is my career ruined as a YouTuber?
And there's a reason that he has so many followers. He obviously has a big reputation. He's obviously a very good player. Let's go into game number 2. It's going to be the Quest Warrior this time.
Yeah, we just saw this a moment ago in your match previous, I believe, where it's just Quest Warrior versus the Shaman, and the Quest Warrior is a big underdog, and then you get smashed in the face by Bloodlust on turn 5 and lose the game.
Yeah, the Quest Warrior should be the favourite for sure. I mean, we even saw earlier on the Quest thrown away, and he still didn't have the tools he needed to clear the board against Pathra and her onslaught of turn 5 Bloodlust. So there's the Sea Giant.
Yep, Sea Giant just almost staple in this deck now. And I was going to say about keeping the quest, but I wanted to see if they did it or not first. One of the problems when you play against Shaman as the warrior is if you throw the quest away, bear with me here because it sounds really obvious, they know you've thrown the quest away.
Yeah.
That in turn means they can really rely on their hero power a lot more. Because what you're going to do? How are you ever going to deal with this wide board with your 2/7 minions? They're not going to kill you. What are they going to do? Beat you to death with an Aliarma Smith?
It's true.
So it means that the Shaman has the license to play a lot slower. Whereas if you keep the quest, you've got to put enough minions on the board that you just don't get blown up. And I feel that you kind of keep it for that reason, not because it's necessarily that useful against a board of 4 minions. It's just to make sure that the Shaman has to keep overcommitting a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. There's always the little bit of fear that your opponent's playing a Pirate Warrior. Just because they've mulliganed the left card, it could still be that. But no, you're right. That's definitely a solid way of looking at it.
Yeah, something that people forget is that you can adjust to the strategy of throwing it away as the other guy, basically.
Czech Cloud, though, he has a lot of removal in his hand. He has the Brawl, he has a Whirlwind. If he picks up a Sleep with the Fishes, then he'll have another board clear. He's got a Fiery War Axe. He's got what he needs.
Yeah, and definitely Belgium are going to get off to the start they want, but it looks like both sides wouldn't complain too much about these opening hands. The double Flame Tongue is so huge alongside the Primal Fin because you need to get some early chip damage through before you go for the play that Gaskin always likes to talk about, which is the Devolve Bloodlust turn 7, which is absolutely gigantic as well.
I mean, Flame Tongue Totem turns one of these minions from this useless little thing with 1 attack into something that's actually really trading up and dealing with things that they have no right to be dealing with. Czech Republic, though, not the easiest turn here. He doesn't really want to Fiery War Axe the Taunt Totem.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to brawl away this board in a few turns' time either. Do you want to Slam Whirlwind? It's not much fun. None of it's any fun, Dan.
It's not fun to be in this position.
And that's why you shouldn't play Taunt Warrior.
Slam Whirlwind is going to be a consideration, but then you lose any chance of a Sleep with the Fishes combo. Then again, there are multiple Whirlwind effects in this deck. There are Ravaging Ghouls, there will be another Whirlwind somewhere, so maybe it's just the best play to make.
Yeah, they've got to do something. It's not time, the rope's going, just make a play that isn't dumb and go with it.
I guess they don't need to do anything, they can just armor up and pass.
Sure.
That's where we're going to go. Now, I wonder if...
Nothing more suspicious in Hearthstone than your opponent doing nothing for 75 seconds and then just passing.
So, Belgium are probably going to consider dropping a Flame Tongue Totem here because they've seen that Czech Republic aren't really willing to clear anything. This also sets up for a huge Bloodlust next turn.
And look how much pressure they've created out of 2 drops.
Yeah.
That's it. They've not invested anything into this board. If it gets blown up with a Brawl, they are winning. If it gets blown up with what? With the Whirlwind thing, then they're level.
Yeah.
You know, this board has come from 2 cards. It's just absolutely fine for them.
Bloodlust here for Arne represents 24 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
For turn 5, it's not quite as much as Pathra was able to come up with last series, winning the entire thing on turn 5 with the Bloodlust, but...
Yeah, what a story that is. New Zealand had to struggle to get through the first groups, but they were saying in the interviews there that their communication's been getting better and better, and now they just stomped through. Another team to watch out for in the top 16 as we just waited for the Czech Republic to find a way out of this.
All they needed was their Jade Rogue to take that series.
Yeah, that's all anybody ever needs, I'm sure.
It's just going to be another armor up. Nope, we're going to slam and we're actually going to whirlwind this. Okay. Got to put a stop to this Bloodlust before it happens.
Is this going to be the right minion, though? It looks like the right minion, but another Flame Tongue is lurking in the hand. And that's a lot of damage you can be.
This Primal Flame
applied.
Totem is only going to build up once again. There's patches as well ready to go with the Flame Tongue Totem. Manatide Totem,
Right.
pretty great draw too. Just plonk that on the board, put down another hero power, draw some more cards, set up for the next Bloodlust.
Yeah, you want to put the warrior in the position where they have to deal with multiple threats every turn. Dealing with one thing a turn's actually pretty easy for them. So you do need to put down several threats at once, and that's of course what Shaman does best.
Arne actually losing a 50-50 there. He'd have loved to see the healing totem, I think, from that hero power. Not getting it though.
Yeah, he'll be scared of Ravaging Ghoul right now, so that healing totem would be huge.
I even Sleep with the Fishes on its own.
Sure. Although I feel that the Sleep with the Fishes would like to be saved for later.
Sure, yeah.
To combo with the Drake and so on.
Oh, bananas all round for Team
Yeah,
Czech Republic.
Sivka does not hold back on the hospitality. He'll share his fruit with anybody. Little Ty Wonder. Sounds like a battle tag. Alright, so just playing a whole bunch of nothing. This is an investment of no cards.
Yeah.
Because the totem's been there all along and the Manatide replaced itself.
Yeah. Ali Armorsmith is an option for Czech Cloud here. Brawl also an option. Bloodhoof Brave, Coin, War Axe. But that War Axe has been terrible this whole game so far because of that Taunt Totem.
Yeah, I do wonder, should they maybe have just sort of rolled with it and just killed it on turn 2?
Maybe.
Like in hindsight, at the time I'm like, I think it's a good idea to hold on to your removal. But in hindsight, maybe if they just got on with it and killed that on turn 2, then either that Primal Fin or the Flame Tongue wouldn't have got out of hand. You know. And it's still in their hand. Yeah, he just highlighted it though. I think they might be talking about that now. It's like, well, why didn't we play this card?
Why is that Taunt Totem still there?
Of course, the problem is Bloodsail Corsair just comes into play and rips it apart.
Yeah.
So you can't really attack into the Taunt Totem. They play the Corsair, you lose your weapon. That'll be why they didn't do it.
Sure, okay.
You want to connect with a better target, but just
Now,
it's easy in hindsight when you can see what was in the guy's hand.
worth noting that Arne has just picked up Doppelgangster and Evolve one card after the other, so
Right.
when Czech Cloud does deal with this board, he's going to be able to come back in style.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have to do it immediately. Like the next turn, he can dump a load of things on the board and say, deal with that now, sunshine. And if he deals with that, then he can go Doppelgangster Evolve. Or like you say, you can just go Doppelgangster Evolve straight away.
Yeah.
Either way, they can really push the Czech Republic to the limit here.
A little bit
Forced to
frustrating.
do stuff.
A little bit frustrating. The Czech Republic are gaining so much armor off of this Ali Armorsmith, but Sea Giant comes down. This begs Czech Cloud to do something to remove it. And after he does, then Arne will just come back onto the board.
Do you play patches here for the extra sneaky 3 while you can?
Do you play it for the sneaky 3 now? The sneaky 4 with a Bloodlust later.
Yeah, sneaky 4 with the Bloodlust is good, but it's never going to be another sneaky 3 because it's your second Flame Tongue.
Yeah.
They're still on 30. Like, we think Czech Republic are getting beaten down here. They haven't actually taken
that's
a
the
point of
thing.
damage officially yet.
The Ali Armorsmith definitely caused a lot of frustration as it took several minions trading into it, even with the Flame Tongue Totem, and gained Czech Republic 4 more armor. Czech Republic have spent several turns just armoring up in the early game.
Casual 32 on board next turn. Like you do.
All right, here it is.
So many good results here for Arne, though.
Yeah, the good thing for Czech Cloud, though, is that next turn he can coin out the Primordial Drake. That's a good result for Arne.
There was that, there was the Manatide, there was the Sea Giant.
Flame Tongue.
Flame Tongue. It was all okay.
Yeah.
They weren't all okay, there was 2 bad ones. But yeah, he was likely to win a brawl. In fact, this is probably about average.
So it looked like he was considering coining out the Fiery War Axe there. The problem is if he does that, he can't play Primordial Drake next turn. Primordial Drake probably does a good enough job at clearing up the boards anyway, unless Doppelgangster Revolve happens.
They do have Curator into Drake, though. Maybe the Curator can act as a stopgap with a weapon as backup.
Maybe.
But now they will be expecting the weapon to be killed the second they play it, so they're only going to get 1 use out of it in their minds. So obviously your first thought is Doppelgangster Evolve here, but I don't think they need to. I think they can start spreading the board again with the Firefly and another hero power. They disagree. They're going to strike while the iron's hot, or whatever the phrase is.
Okay.
And create a bunch of nothing.
Average, terrible, amazing.
Yeah, it seems about average on average, yeah.
For a high main, great. Mootlurker, terrible.
Demolish is a good 3 as well to roll. It's actually surprisingly annoying its taunt deck, so it just goes over the top and hits you in the face anyway.
Yeah.
And the Wind Fury Harpy can just be very irritating.
If the Harpy survives, then that's dealing 8 damage a turn. That's not bad at all. With Bloodlust, that's 14 damage a turn.
That's a lot of damage a turn. There's not many turns for it to hit you.
It's not a minion that's likely to stick if you just play it for its, is it 6 mana cost? Yeah, but...
And Savannah Highmane, every warrior's nightmare.
Every Hearthstone player's nightmare.
Unless you are a free-to-play player. Of course, you know, it costs you 100 dust to make.
So then it's your dream?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah, because it costs you 100 dust, and you just play it. Kill people with it.
Primordial Drake not going to do all that much for Czech Republic now. Double Bloodhoof Brave may end up being the answer there, just putting up 2 big threats that have 6 health, but it does look like that Harpy is going to get some value, which is...
Devolve Bloodlust, just throwing it out there.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
6, 7, 8, 12, 16. It's a lot. It's a lot of damage.
I have an axe to grind.
Made to fit.
Oh, there's an armor.
Yeah, but with if as long as there's no taunt from the Devolve, this is just lethal.
See if they get one. There's not many taunts on 3, I don't think. There are some. I'm not going to count them all.
Yeah, there are a few.
And there's some on 1 as well.
There's
So.
squirming tentacles and robot things.
Robot
I've
things.
forgotten its name
They're
entirely.
saving the patches just to see.
Oh!
And they are going to get patches for 4.
That's just lethal. Even without the patches, that's just lethal.
Yeah, patches likes.
Because Wind
to be in
Fury
charge.
Harpy! Wind Fury Harpy carry!
Why not? Whole bunch of damage. And Belgium take a 2-0 lead in a match they need to win urgently. And in a match the Czech Republic, as you can probably tell from their demeanour, aren't that desperate to win. Although I know the Czech Republic, when they were doing well in their groups, really wanted to beat Ukraine just to show how good they are. And I think they just want to beat everybody to show how good they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't even bother gathering for the event.
Yeah, Czech Republic are pretty chilled out, it seems, this time around. They know that they're guaranteed to get through into Stage 3 of the Hearthstone Global Games, so they can just enjoy themselves and play some Hearthstone together. Let's take a look at the next game that's coming up. It's going to be Yara Visculi versus Maverick. Shaman versus Rogue. For some reason, I'm reading them backwards today. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Well, because you're sat on that side, you're normally
Maybe.
sat on this side when you're with Gaskin, so you... Different part catches your eye
I was doing it with
first.
him, though, and I don't know why.
Ah, interesting.
Anyway, Shaman versus Rogue. Yara Visculi versus Maverick. What can you tell me about Maverick now?
We're going to talk about Maverick. Very little new, I'm afraid, today. I haven't got anything exciting for you on Maverick, but Maverick isn't French. That's the #1 thing that every caster needs to learn. He's not French, because I think everybody said it at some point, and he gets really annoyed by people calling him French as well, so I'm not going to do it.
But Neil, he plays for Armour Team.
Right, exactly. That's because he's not French.
They're a French team, right?
Yeah, they are. And they're constantly on their 24/7 channel as well.
Take a look at the French Maverick there on the left. Yara Visculi on the right. I like Yara's room.
Yeah, Yara's a player that a lot of people have not heard of, who they should have heard of, because he has made basically every HCT playoff, as I seem to remember, and done pretty well in all of them. No specially standout performances, but no bad ones either. Just hangs in there with the best of them. His time will come. Maverick, he won Tournament Lille, I think, last year, and he's one of those players, and there's not many of them left now, that a lot of the casters and top pros say he's going to win something fairly soon. And most of the guys that's been said about have now won
These
something.
guys are getting through it, like at Hawaii, RDU, etc. Like, these guys are winning. Well, we'll see what's about to happen next weekend, but these guys are winning the stuff they're entering, and everyone who deserves it gets their chance.
Yeah, they do seem to be getting there. Maverick is definitely one of those guys regarded as an incredibly powerful player by many of his peers and casters alike, so shouldn't be too flippant about the Frenchness.
But let's take a look as game number 3 is about to begin. Could this be a sweep for our now? What is this? This is a quest shaman. This is a quest shaman. Okay, I see.
Unite the Murlocs!
I see the trolling happening here.
No, the Murlocs.
Sorry, the Murlocs. Are they just playing quest everything? We've had quest rogue, quest warrior, quest shaman. I'm looking forward to Stansifka's quest mage, I'm guessing.
Wow. So Czech Republic on a quest to troll us all. They started off with the real decks, and now we're untying Murlocs. Oh no, we're uniting Murlocs apparently. Calling the finishers Bloodlust, and he's thrown the quest away. You can't do that to us.
That's just cruel.
I don't care if it's right or not.
That is just cruel.
You can't just play a Murloc quest and then not play the quest, because now you're just playing Paladin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's not on Czech Republic.
I'm also not entirely sure why they throw it away against rogue.
Too slow.
I don't even
Just
know
hit them with Murlocs.
I guess you're right. I don't even know if I want to be analysing it, though, because we're not going to have the slightest idea what's going on here. Primal Fin, look out. The new Murloc card that doesn't see all that much play. 3 mana, 3/2. If you controlling a Murloc, discover another Murloc. It's his battle cry.
Tell you what, that'd be really good if you had a Murloc quest in play.
Would be.
So, yeah, joking aside, they're going to be able to build a big, wide board. It's going to be a board full of pretty powerful minions. If they draw anything like a war leader, a Finger, presumably you still play Megasaur.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So it's just like playing. You're just a paladin now.
You're just a paladin.
Except you can make.
You got Jade Claws rather than Rallying Blade. You got Maelstrom Porter rather than Consecration. Go.
Paladin.
Tide Hunter versus Rockpool Hunter. What is the play here on turn 2? Tide Hunter is so much weaker to the dagger, but Rockpool Hunter, you don't want to use it without its synergy.
Doesn't look like they know either. They obviously haven't play tested this deck enough. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed they threw the quest. It's ruined my ability to cast this particular game.
I'll be disappointed if we don't get to see what Stansifka's bringing.
I'll be disappointed if I don't get to talk about the Atomium. But I'm not going to unless Oliek plays. I'll have to wait.
Yeah, well, Oliek's only going to get to play if Maverick loses this.
Yeah.
It looks like he should have a very solid chance at winning this. Daggering up this turn seems like it should be absolutely fine, but Patches coming down seems okay too. Just dagger up and get rid of the 2/1.
Yeah, they haven't got a clue what they're facing right now. Because the quest was mulligan.
So all they've seen is the Murloc Tide Hunter.
I mean, Maverick's a smart guy, he'll work it out, but...
It could easily just be an Evolved Shaman here though.
Yeah. Yeah, just a weird Evolved Shaman. Going wide. Why not? I think Yova's just got this straight face. How can you have a straight face?
This is a serious game of Hearthstone, Neil.
The thing is, it is, right? No matter whether you bring a meme deck, whatever you bring to a game, whatever you do, the second you start the game, you've got the tool, that is what you're going to use, and you're going to want to win, otherwise why are you bothering?
That's true.
Your decision to bring a meme deck was made way before you started playing the game.
Primal Fin Lookout is actually fine here, I guess. It's a 3 mana 3/2, which is not so fine, but when you think of the Murlocs that it can discover Finger the Flying Star, it can discover Murloc Warleader. I wouldn't mind having a 3rd Warleader or a 2nd Finger in my Murloc deck.
Shame you can't discover Megafin.
Or even Gentle Megasaur. It's a shame it could discover that. That'd be good.
Yeah. I just want to see Megafin. I've just been let down, to be honest. I feel betrayed. All right, see, let's see what they can get. Like you say, there's plenty of good options here.
Infinite Murlocs, Primal Fin, look out, let's go.
Here comes the Primal Fins, look out!
Problem is, do you want infinite 3 mana 3/2?
Yes. Oh no, if I wanted that, I'd do the Warlock quest.
Yeah, or even the Hunter quest, but they're 1 mana 3/2s, right?
Yeah, they're better.
That also draw cards.
0 mana 3/2 is even better.
They are. Druid quest?
That's the Warlock quest. They're 0 mana.
Okay.
I was just being, you know, my normal facetious self.
You just love the Warlock quest.
It's because it's good. It's better than Dan's Murloc Warlock nonsense.
That's fair.
All right. If you're wondering why I'm not taking this game 100% seriously, it's because neither are the Czech Republic.
Drink with me, friend.
Meanwhile, though, Maverick, 2 out of 4, he's bounced the... Well, he's able to play deckhand again and then bounce it next turn.
Very good identification from Belgium here. They need to deal with this threat. They probably don't know exactly why, but they know that Murlocs have great synergy, and as it happens, if they hadn't dealt with it, Cold Light Seer, or like you say, they're probably expecting Megasaur, would have been a nightmare. And yeah, I mean, Maverick's just smiling because he knows he's doing the right thing. He just doesn't know exactly why.
And there's still...
Rockpool Hunter and Jade Claws is okay here, but then they don't get to play Finger on 5.
Yeah, I agree. I don't mind Jade Claws, though. I think it's just too good to not play it. Maverick going to be completing that quest and activating it on turn 5. It's really scary. If he picks up Preparation, he can activate it next turn.
So something for the Czech Republic to consider here is how much trouble are we in? So I think they're in enough trouble. They can go for the 1 in 4
Oh, of the spell damage?
of the spell damage and the Maelstrom and keep Finger alive for turn 5. If they think they're really in trouble, they could have gone for that.
This is fine.
But they obviously feel that they're only in a bit of trouble, so this is okay.
If the Rockpool Hunter survives, which it might, then he can buff it up next turn with the Cold Light Seer. Oh my, second son. You don't need another one. That's enough. That's enough South Sea deckhands here.
Yeah, but now they can complete without the Shadow Step, which could be valuable to them.
This is one of those games where everything has gone right for the Quest Rogue in terms of card draw. All the bounces they could possibly want, and also a second copy of the card that he's already chosen to bounce.
And if the Quest Rogue, if the Rogue needed to have, say, 5 of a minion played, it's exactly the same.
Oh yeah, right. Like
it's going to make no difference.
in this game, in this specific
obviously
game,
in the long run it's going to make a massive
the
difference.
Quest Rogue nerf wouldn't.
In this particular game, in this particular situation, it costs you a Shadow Step, 5 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, good spot. Oh, do you know what? Even make it cost 6. Big deal. This hand's got it covered.
That's why I'm interested to see how Quest Rogue... I'm assuming it won't be very good after the nerf, but we said that about Patron, and then we said it about Patron. Then we said it about Patron again, and Patron just kept coming back. So we'll be interested to see if people can make it work in some form or other. That's not the point. The point is for it to go away and leave us alone.
The next turn, Maverick can drop the South Sea deckhand, then activate the quest immediately, deal 5 damage to Yara's face, and not much time left for Yara. He needs to do something. Needs a Mega Fin. Oh wait, he mulliganed it away.
Yeah, you're just as mortally wounded about that as I am.
I am, of course I am.
And I have become, despite the fact they did it, a temporary, very, very temporary Belgium, because I love the Belgium team. I think they're fantastic. Very, very temporary fan of the Czech Republic. So I see the next deck. Getting it done slowly here, but it's going to all turn around about now.
Yep, right now, in fact. Quest, activate. Then I expect that to charge into one of the Murlocs. Dagger going to deal with the 1/1. Play it nice and safe. With the amount of value that Maverick is going to have over the next few turns, there's no reason to take any risks here.
No, it looks like he's got it all sorted out here. Vanish will be helpful if things do get out of control. But he's still on 26 as well. He's supposed to have taken a beating by now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's this Murloc deck is supposed to do that, you're right. And it just hasn't. Next turn, Maverick can play the second deckhand, bounce it back, play it again, keep it charging, vanish things later. Oh, that's Gentle Megasaur.
All right.
I think Finger's slightly better, though. Is it?
Finger does seem better.
You can Finger and then play Gentle Megasaur. That's
right. How do you kill anything with Finger, though?
If the deckhand that's on the board currently doesn't go anywhere, you should be able to set that up. And also, you've got the Jade Claws plus the Maelstrom Portal that can chip 3 damage off something. Finger can do
Sure.
this.
Seems good. Can you win that way? I don't think you can win any other way, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
All the other players look like they just don't win. So.
Does this deck win? thinking.
I don't know. I mean, if it must do, right? Because otherwise they wouldn't have bothered throwing the quest away. They'd have just played it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd have thought it had a decent chance, I've got to be honest.
Against Quest
Rogue.
Rogue specifically, yeah. Although it has to be said, Maverick's hand was incredible this game.
Yeah, it's turn 5 and he's got control of the board, so yeah.
It's turn 5 and he's already not only completed but activated the quest and dealt 5 damage with a minion with it. Not to the face, but to a minion. Okay. Now I'm not sure how he activates that Finger. I guess Gentle Megasaur has to do it. Megasaur attack plus Megasaur and Poisonous.
Okay. Well, I guess the question is, do you want to hit them face for 10 or do you want to get 2 random cards? You might as well play the Swashbucklers, yeah, and decide afterwards.
Evolve not going to do much.
Turn my 5/5s into 5/5s.
Wow, turn my 5/5 into a Doomsday.
And if you evolve 3 of those, you get 30 stats. Yeah.
Great.
Just like you do when you evolve 3 doppelgangsters on average.
Or you can just play 30 stats.
So many options.
Dagger up, deckhand, bounce it back. It's only a matter of time now. Yara's not going to have any healing in this deck.
I can't think of a more useless card than evolve right now. This is really funny.
Next turn, deckhand plus vanish will allow Maverick to keep the damage going. Now Yara's going to have to play Gentle Megasaur because there's no other way of getting a trade with
Right.
Finger. That's really unfortunate.
And even if he does get the trade with the Finger there, it's going to be pretty grim. Should get it.
Plus
That's
3
3
attacks.
attacks there. Yep.
That and Poisonous are exactly the same in this situation.
Yeah, he's just trying to work out if he can do anything clever with the Cold Light Seer.
Oh, right, keep the Finger alive? Yeah, okay, he can do that.
Like, do you keep the Finger alive or do you keep alive the 2 things that you get from the Finger?
If you get a War Leader, that's going to be worth keeping alive. That's the thing to consider.
But then Finger going in again next turn
That's good
might
too.
be your route to victory.
Oh, it's so hard.
And it doesn't really look like it's going to matter, right? Because it looks like they're dead, as far as we can see.
Yeah.
But let's see what Finger does.
There's little time.
There's a War Leader.
But no bluegill. That means they're going to get hit for 15, and that's going to be the game, unless I've miscounted savagely.
It wouldn't have been lethal because
Right,
they
there's
wouldn't have
preparation.
been the mana.
Save the caster. You tried to drop me in it.
The preparation
I knew that was
pickup
coming.
is going to do the job. Bouncing back the deckhand. Maverick gets the win. And Belgium take the series 3-0 and now have their best possible shot at progressing into stage 3. Top 16 of the Hearthstone Global Games. Big smile from Maverick. They have done it.
Yeah, they've done it. And
Not that they had the hardest lineup to face, though, if we're being completely real.
well, they still have to face 2 real decks. To be fair, they beat Quest Warrior with Shaman, which isn't a favourite at all.